Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Mariah and I make videos talking about all things real estate related. I'm here in one of our listings and just wanted to make a quick video answering a question that I get asked often from you guys, and that is how to get over the fear of cold calling. But if you are not a real estate agent or another type of salesperson needing to make your calls, don't click off too soon, because these are honestly tips that can apply to anyone in really any situation. So we're gonna jump right into it, share with a friend, and keep on watching. As usual, the way that I like to prepare for my videos is I normally just write my answer to your question in the notes section in my phone. So if I'm just reading my answer, that's why I prepared this answer beforehand for you guys. So first thing I want to touch on is perspective. I think that when you're scared to make your calls, the most important thing is to put the people you're about to call in proper perspective and remind yourself they don't care about you. And what I mean by that is oftentimes the reason we don't want to make our cold calls or do anything that we're scared of doing is because we're worried about what the other person on the other line might think. And I think that we just need to remind ourselves that they're going to forget about you and you are just a very, very small part of their very busy day. The next thing to think about when you're scared of making your cold calls or doing anything else, like I said, is to remind yourself, will this matter in 50 years? And the answer is no, so you shouldn't worry about it now either. And the next tip is think about the absolute worst case scenario. Let's say you're making your calls, and I'm using this as an example because I know most of my viewers are real estate agents and watch my cold calling videos. So let's say you're making your call. Imagine, what is the worst case scenario? Let's say when making your calls. I've made a lot of calls in my years as a real estate agent, and the absolute worst case scenario that I've come across has been getting cussed out or getting hung up on. And those are very rare things, but worst case scenario, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Who cares? Like, you get cussed out. Who really cares? It doesn't matter. So imagine the worst case scenario and you'll realize the worst case scenario really isn't that bad. This leads me to my next tip, which is, say you do get cussed out by a for sale by owner, which, like I said, is very, very, very rare. But say they do cuss you out. I think that the only thing you can do is have compassion for them. If someone is cussing you out, someone that they hardly know, then that is nothing to take personally because it has nothing to do with you, and you just have to keep that in mind. Keep in mind that they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting the idea to list their home. So they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting an idea. And the idea where they're rejecting is to get their home on the market, because that's not what they're wanting to do. So I think that, like I said, if someone's cussing out a stranger, then they're obviously going through something or have a hardened heart, and that is not anything to take personally. How they act has nothing to do with you. So there you have it. Those are my tips for getting over the fear of cold calling or whatever else it is that you're wanting to do but holding yourself back for some reason. If you grabbed any value from this video, hit the thumbs up button. And if you are a realtor and you have a client relocating to Oregon, send them my way. I would love to give you a referral fee, and I will see you guys in our next video.